Hi, everybody, and welcome to Dice Camera Action. We have got a full house today with a regular cast, of course, and 3 beloved guest stars, our members of the Chickenfoot Coven. And we will introduce them to you again momentarily. But before we do that, let me do a brief recap of what has happened that has any bearing whatsoever on tonight's adventure. Previously in Dice Camera Action, Diath got his hands on an iron flask and released the fire primordial Megara the Dawn Titan from inside of it.
I thought this episode was about making pies.
Can't make pies without fire. He did this in the bowels of a fire giant stronghold, and in the process of doing so, incinerated accidentally a bunch of dwarven slaves whom the fire giants had kept prisoner. Months later, back in Waterdeep, Diath was visited by members of dwarven clans, not wanting vengeance for his actions, but recompense, compensation in the form of a hell of a lot of gold pieces, rumored to be hidden somewhere in Waterdeep by its previous open lord, Dagalt Neverember. Coins that had been minted in dwarven foundries and embezzled by Lord Neverember. And then the dwarves left Diath alone to carry off on this task. But various interceding things have happened since, and not a lot of progress has been made in tracking down the gold. However, last week, the crew was invited to the Castellanter estate, a wealthy noble estate owned and lived in by Victoro and Amalia Castellanter, local lords who run a money-lending operation, as well as other businesses in the city. Very, very rich, and apparently have ties to Asmodeus, the Lord of the Nine Hells.
Oh, as one does.
Yes, exactly. And so they told you a sad story in which their family was on hard times, and in order to extricate themselves from the situation, made a deal with Asmodeus, the terms of which included the souls of their 3 children, one of which has already been claimed, 2 of which are in danger of being claimed if the Waffle crew doesn't help them find enough gold to buy themselves out of their predicament, for which the Castellanters will, they're open to help the Waffle crew any way they need in exchange for the Waffle crew's help securing this gold. While these negotiations were going on, Simon wandered off into the Castellanter estate. When Paulton finally tracked him down, it was only in a hidden temple of Asmodeus deep below the residence, where Simon was being indoctrinated into a devil-worshipping cult.
As children do.
Yes. Paulton was able to use a mass suggestion spell to help liberate Simon from the clutches of these devil worshippers while the rest of the Waffle crew was meeting a chain devil that used to be the Castellanter's eldest son. Paulton? What do you do once you have Simon back?
Well, let's see. We're still in the legend of this hidden temple.
Yes.
Okay. And
you had sicked some cultists on this devil that had interposed itself between you and your escape.
Right. The Mandusa.
Yes.
So as they're attacking, and they're still like the tiefling.
Yes, she was the one who was not. She was the only one who saved against your spell.
Right. So I turn to her. I'm just like, so is that a problem? Is that a bad? Should they not have done that?
You can see that she's just screaming at them all to stop.
Okay, I think I can piece together an answer out of that. Great. So I'm going to run.
Okay. Simon goes with you, tells you he doesn't like this place.
Yeah, me neither.
And so you run.
Yep, we leave.
Yep.
They
And
can fend for themselves. They can figure it out.
at some point during the negotiations with the Castellanters, Diath, Evelyn, and Strix, you all see Paulton has just kind of returned, and he's got Simon by the hand. And
Hey!
Simon just waves.
Did you have fun playing, Simon?
Yes, he did. He had tons of fun.
Did you play with all the other kids?
I couldn't find him, but
He found the library.
yeah,
Some books.
yeah.
Books.
Reading is fun.
What'd you read?
Don't
Can I insight check
worry.
this?
Sure.
Can I deceive against then?
You can, but Simon might not.
I only rolled a 10, so
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that I know they're lying, but I don't care.
Okay.
Okay. So how's negotiations? Are we good? Are we done here?
I think everything's gotten worse, but I'm not sure.
I don't think we have a very clear idea of what it is that we get out of this, but that's fine. We can just help.
Yeah.
That's something that we can decide amongst ourselves in the coming days.
Mm-hmm.
And the Castellanters have said that they're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Great.
So
All right.
we'll
Well,
have a lot of discussion to do back home.
yeah, where we should go right now to discuss. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Alton.
Yeah, definitely, dude. You're always on top of it. You're all right. Let's go. That's good.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe our work is done here.
Mm-hmm.
Says,
Oh God, I forgot you were here.
Says the gift Commodore who's been standing around, trying not
Paul
to.
just keeps like looking over his shoulder. It's like, yeah, we're good, all wrapped up, and we can send people for the paperwork. It'll be fine. It's good. Here we go.
You seem in a real hurry. I mean, don't you want to stay for like?
Oh, just like time is just such a precious commodity, and God knows
That's
how much
true.
we even
Well,
have.
Thander does know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alton's actually right. We have very little time to figure a lot of things out.
Mm-hmm. And there's definitely nothing I'm avoiding that will not come back to bite me in the ass in like a entire season. So we're good. Let's go.
That's great.
Let's thank
Okay.
the Castellanters for their kind hospitality, and we'll get back to them soon.
And
Okay.
what exactly are we supposed to do in the meantime for them? Steal gold? Not steal.
No.
Find.
No, we got the auction coming up, and we're supposed to help them secure the Stone of Galore. In the meantime, we can think about things that we want them to do for us.
Can we buy other stuff at the auction?
That seems like more stuff to discuss when we leave now. Now.
Okay.
You know, maybe. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm just gonna say goodbye, but I'm also gonna make suspicious eyes at them.
At the Castellanters.
Yeah.
Okay. They will make sure that their tiefling manservant sees you toward the exit with all due haste by the most direct route.
Mm-hmm.
May Lathander bless and shine upon you and your house.
They thank you for the blessing. And as you leave, you can see that a Castellanter, it takes only a minute for the Castellanter coach to circle around outside the front gates to bear you safely back to Troll Skull Alley, should you wish to travel by that route. There's a driver in Castellanter livery waiting.
Yeah, they had the someone from the City Watch escort us there. Would he also be escorting us back?
No.
That's fine,
Okay.
because there will be a City Watch escort.
That's
was
true.
Captain Woodrow.
Precisely. Okay, so when you are taken back to Troll Skull Alley, the coachman doesn't wait long. As soon as you basically disembark and Warrington hops off the back, it takes off, returning whence it came. You see, sitting outside on the stoop of the Waffle House, 3 familiar faces. A Loxodon, a Shatterkai, and a Kobold. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Now, remind us about your characters, Brian, Cameron, Kika. Just give us sort of a one-line summary or a 2-line summary of who your characters are. We'll start with
Furlock
Brian.
is a Hulk.
Sorry.
Yeah, Critter's he's a kobold, real ratty, covered in a like patchwork leather cloak. Looks and probably smells pretty gross.
He's a kobold with a heart of gold and a patchwork cloak. Cameron?
Pretty much the exact opposite. Large hulking figure, like clean and pristine, and very kind of docile and like still stunning white clothing.
Great. Okay, so we've got a pristine, docile Loxodon with a heart of gold. And Dearna?
Deanna is a dumpster gremlin. Well, no, she's a Shatterkai who has like just everything about her is completely white and like pretty clean, but it's pretty obvious that her clothing is old and worn.
Almost ghostly.
Yeah, she basically just looks like the ghost of a Shatterkai.
Nice. All right. And a Shatterkai with a heart of gold. Now, the three of them... Yeah, I think it is. But you guys showed up for your regular shift. And you probably have some ingredients and other things that you customarily bring with you to keep the kitchen stocked. But you came to find the Waffle crew basically locked up tight, which is unusual. Usually there's somebody home or they just don't bother locking the doors.
I was going to say, I'm mostly surprised it was locked at all.
Yeah, it's all locked up. And so the three of you have been waiting to see if anybody shows up. And you haven't been waiting long, maybe like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, when you saw this coach, this wealthy, rich-looking, gold-bedecked coach pull up and the Waffle crew just sort of pour out of it. And this is also the first time that you've seen Simon in his new form. So you're a little surprised by this young boy who has the features of the wooden puppet you saw before, but now appears to be fully human.
Yeah, when Strix sees them, she's going to be like, "Oh, I'm so glad that you're enjoying some fresh air between working. That's really important.
It's awful.
It's really important."
It's awful.
Way too bright out here.
Also, what are you doing out here?
The door's locked.
Did we lock the door?
No.
It's like,
Strix
Okay.
like immediately looks at Dieth and like locks door problem. She's like, "Whoop."
Wait,
Didn't we lock the door? I feel like we locked the door. We dropped the
I've
kids
never
off at
locked the
neighbor,
door.
and we locked the door.
hey, excuse me?
Yes, Paulton.
Thank you. Who the hell are these?
They've been here for months.
Why haven't I
We're
seen
in the kitchen.
Deanna's gonna look at Evelyn and point at Paulton and say, "Is that the one that you're in love with?"
But I love
Simon will
everybody.
just look up at this guy and say, yes.
We have a kitchen?
They've been here for months. They clearly know your darkest secrets.
Well, I mean, it's broadcast to like 1,500 people a week, so that's not surprising. But like, why don't I? All right. Hey, it's good to
Paulton,
see
do you
you.
honestly
Hi.
think that I make all the pies by myself? There's like,
Yeah, you know magic.
aw. I mean, that's probably the nicest thing you ever have said to me. So I'm just going to sit here silently for a moment
Yeah.
and
You're
weep
welcome.
a little. And she weeps. She
Stop.
weeps a little.
Stop. God, no. Stop it.
I'm still weeping.
Stop.
Deanna is going to try to cheer up Strix by giving her a skull.
Oh, that's fun. She immediately stops weeping. How come no one gives me skulls around here? I love this. This is great. Whose skull is this?
Is it a human skull or is it like a,
Yeah, whose is
a
this?
cat
It's
skull?
a bugbear skull.
Oh, geez.
Oh, wow. That's kind of big.
That's good size.
Yeah.
You just had that like hidden away in a pouch. So
I have 2 bags of skulls.
I mean, this is great, though. Like, she'll find, like, a dead potted plant, which is most likely outside of the house, and just kind of, like, sit it there ornamentally and be like, I like it. Thank you.
I never
like to
got the
unlock.
skull memo.
The door's still locked.
yeah,
Dieth.
I'll unlock it.
Thank you, Squidly's dad.
See, they've been here for months.
I've been listening all along.
The door key does not seem to work.
Oh no.
Did we have to pay rent?
Well,
Did we get locked out by the council? The government?
Where-
Is there a government?
Can I
I
just-
would like to unlock it, not using the door key.
Okay.
Ooh. rogue fancy.
Go ahead and make your dexterity check.
It'd just be like, DS mindset just kind of being something like, there must be something wrong with the tumbles and the mechanisms are just off. Yes! Yes, it feels so good! Natural 20!
Yes.
Oh man. So what is that?
And he's just like, pop.
Yeah,
Just
pretty much.
pops it open anyway.
What is that with all your bonuses?
39.
Oh my
Jeez
god.
Louise.
Damn. That's dumb.
All right, yes.
You like just make a new lock then and there.
He just got kind of like blew in it. And all the tumblers opened. Yeah, so you just very, very quickly, effortlessly.
Like
Pop it
right
open.
as the key unlocks, like Paulton's like standing there with a rock next to a window and like, oh.
One thing you did notice, Paulton, as you're standing there ready to break the window, is that all of the curtains are drawn.
Do I find this suspicious?
Yeah,
We've
usually,
never drawn the curtain.
usually you don't care about drawing curtains before you leave.
That's weird.
All right, so yes, Dieth, you can push open the door, and you can see. Well, you don't have dark vision, and there's no real light entering the tap room with all of the windows covered, so it's pitch black inside.
Oof. Can I peer around? Like, which I probably would be doing anyway, to look inside. Like, "Bloop."
Can I appear too because I'm very nosy?
Yeah, you can do the Scooby-Doo thing, like dunk,
Yeah.
dunk, 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 dunk,
Yeah,
dunk.
yeah.
Everybody with dark vision peers in over.
I see it's dark. I'm just like, why can't I see anything? And I just cast dancing lights.
Okay,
Do that too.
so as you're looking in the dark vision, and then suddenly there are all these torch flames bobbing around in the room, you can see that there appears to be a lone occupant. He is sitting in the corner in Stradvan Charovich.
Oh, not good. I'm not. Nope.
His legs crossed. It's a sort of a thin figure, and based on the color of his skin, you'd think he was a drow.
Oh no.
Don't worry, I took conversational drow in Kai school.
But you can't. Yes, you can't quite see his face because it's sort of covered by the large, wide brim of a hat
No, no.
with a feather.
Strix,
This-
one of your pie makers is sitting in my chair.
That's
Where am I supposed to sit?
okay. Strix looks in and says, "Are you here to become part of the coven?" Holly didn't want Strix to do that.
He'll drum his fingers on the armrest of Stradvan Charovich and say, "I am here with an offer of a partnership, one that is mutually beneficial for all concerned."
I'm gonna command Stradvan Charovich to just kind of tip over and dump him out.
Okay. Yes, when you cast the spell and Charovich animates and kind of heaves him out, he just sort of hops to his feet and looks back at the chair.
Was what I consider as posture threatening.
He does not have any weapons drawn, although there is a rapier
Okay.
sheathed to his belt.
Oh, a partnership, like some sort of sponsorship or like a collab. Like Dieth handles the money, but I can help with the creative. We could produce something real nice. Or do you own a local business that you want to promote with us? Or
Hey,
what?
Evelyn, you know, before you start saying those things, why don't you check to see if they're super evil?
Oh, okay. Well, hello, nice to meet you. I'm Evelyn Marthane in the service level Thander. Do you mind if I just
He'll
check
come.
real
He'll
quick?
make his way just very non-threateningly over to you and say, "Do come in, please."
Thank
This is our
you.
house.
When he gets closer, I
In the middle
imagine
of our street.
when he's close enough, I imagine he's in range of my eldritch sight. So I want to know how many magic things he has on him.
All of them. Yes. All of them.
I'm gonna hide behind the Loxodon.
This should also be a voice that Dieth immediately recognizes.
Yes, you recognize this voice as speaking to you while you were incarcerated in Castle Waterdeep's dungeon.
Right? Yeah, I couldn't really see him. Now I do.
Correct.
Neat.
Shall I put on some tea for our visitor?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Herlock, please.
They host now?
They've done it the whole time.
Where have I been? It's dark in here. I just start opening curtains.
He's got at least 8 magic items on him.
Strix is like stopping Paulton. Like, no, don't open the. He wants the curtains closed. Don't open the curtains.
I'm going to use Awakened Mind to tell everybody else about like the magic items on him and what's magic.
And Evelyn also used
Telepathically.
Divine Sense on Strix's suggestion to find out how evil he is.
Not at all.
He is a lovely guest, and I don't know why anyone would suspect that he was evil.
Who the hell is talking to me? Don't do that.
Strix is like, look, they have magic.
You're not my boss.
It's true.
Are
I'm
you
your boss.
sure?
Yeah.
My name's on the lease. Wait, is my name on the lease? Guys?
We have a lease?
I don't think you've ever bothered to check.
I think there's a lot of logistics we need to talk
I'm
about.
just gonna pour Paulton a glass of wine to get him to stop asking questions.
It's just like,
That's
look,
why
you-
he doesn't remember anymore.
Like, look, you can't just expect to. Oh,
That's what's happened every time.
they're
Yep.
fine.
Strix doesn't know what to do with this, so she's just going to say, you know what? All right, Coven, let's get in the kitchen. We'll make some pies. We'll make our guest feel at home. What sort of pie would you like? We didn't get your name. What's your name?
Permit me to introduce myself. I am Jalaxel Banray.
Oh, that's a pretty name.
How,
Where
uh,
do
And
you come from?
he says, not as pretty as yours, my lady. And he leans in and kisses your hand.
Oh,
Oh, I see. We're back to
delighted.
this. Todd number 2.
No, this is
Paulton's just like
Jarlaxle.
it just feels like a fallback trade at this point now. Like it's so like every time now.
What?
I'm not anyway, carry on.
Are you jealous? I mean, I could flirt with you if you want.
I am not here to partake of your pies, although I believe they are quite good. I am here on a very important matter, and that is I want to work with you to create the perfect pie.
I mean, our
That-
pies
that
are
would
pretty
be great.
perfect already.
Well, there is a food critic, arguably the finest food critic in all of Faerun, who has arrived in Waterdeep, and I have invited him to come by here and try this pie that we are going
Why-
to create
Why is everyone coming here?
together.
They have been.
What? I don't pay attention to
This
any-
is a shop, sir.
Wait. Which food critic?
His name is Ranzin Shobal. He is
Oh
from
my gosh, Ranson Shobal, the one who has like 1 million Instascribe followers.
exactly the same.
I'm done. Goodbye, everyone. D&D's over.
I have taken the liberté to bring with me the recipe that we will be making. And he hands Strix a black scroll tube
Okay.
with bone stoppers at each end.
I like that. That's neat looking.
I want it.
I will dramatically
Yes.
open it and say,
No-
there's no pie we can't make.
Nothing you have on display is going to measure up to Ranzin's standards, of course. He's looking for something truly exceptional, made with only the finest ingredients.
Oh, that should be fine. You know, we have our own fresh eggs and you know, we have enough. So I'll look at it. I'm saying this as I'm looking at it. Now,
You look
tell
at
me
it,
how bad it is.
You see a recipe for Luskin Fractal Helix apple pie.
Okay.
All of us just blink for a while.
All right.
He says, most of the ingredients are readily available in your market, I am sure, but there are 2 that are particularly important that we will not be able to get through customary channels.
All right. I'm ready.
Are you like this critic's manager, or why are you involved?
No, not at all. I have endeavored in the past to impress this critic with some of my own gourmet cooking and cuisine. And in fact, last year when he was in my neck of the woods, I made a pie for him, which he found somewhat lacking, and it was mostly underdark ingredients, which did not sit well with him, apparently. So we're going to try something more to his tastes this time. You see, the only thing you need to know about me is that I like to win.
Oh, you have like a thing for him?
Not at all.
Oh.
I just like to win.
Oh, well, if we make it, how is that you winning?
Well, you see, he has come here to try a number of pies made by all of the finest chefs in the city and all of the finest bakers. And
Wow.
it is now incumbent upon us to put them all to shame.
Oh, so it's like a team up. It's like a crossover.
My recipe and my gourmet sensibilities, coupled with the baking acumen of this fine establishment, how can we lose? Well, we can lose, actually, and that's something else I need to discuss with you. Our greatest competition is going to be a dragonborn butcher baker named Thrakus. We will have to make sure that his pie does not impress.
Is he also a candlestick maker?
That I do not know.
And when you say make sure his pie does not impress,
We poison it.
no, we're not.
Darn it!
poisoning
No,
anything.
we've talked
it
about
will be
this.
effective.
I'm just not a lot, just a
We've
little
done-
bit.
We
Just
do
a
we do
little
whatever
poison.
is necessary to ensure that our pie wins and his pie loses.
Yeah, just a little poison.
We've talked about no poison.
Fine.
Okay. That's good.
Perlex lumbering back out with tea service for 9 at this point.
Perfect. Perlax, like Strix is just all praise. Like you really do make the best tea.
Evelyn,
Mr.
when she
Mystery
sees
Man,
this many placements, is like, oh, the kids. We forgot about the kids again.
I'll get them.
Hey.
Mr. Mystery Man, well, it would be great to work with you. I was under the impression that everybody who works at this establishment needs to be buried alive first, in the interest of fairness.
No, he's a contractor.
No,
Well, says Simon, I think I'm going to go upstairs and contemplate the merits of satanic cults in Dungeons and Dragons. Bye.
Speaking of which, who is that kid?
Not him too. I hate this.
Like, yeah, this seems like a y'all thing. So I'll leave y'all to it, and that.
Wait, we don't know what. Wait, we don't know what the ingredients are yet. We might need your help, Halton. Please.
Cool. Ping me if you do. I think my son might be considering a cult life, so I'm gonna go up there and just follow up. Bye.
All right.
All right.
The only ingredients that we will need to really make sure we get are, even though it is an apple pie, a lot of the flavor will be brought out by the addition of some very rare, very exquisite carateur pears.
Carateur pears.
And this-
Is that one of the hells?
No.
Oh, all right.
But as far
That's
as
Carcery.
I can
Sorry.
tell, there is only one place in the city that grows them.
Mm-hmm.
A local wizard. He has a carateur pear tree, or so I've been told.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Quan Volio.
Really quick, like as Paulton was like going up, he like walks by Evelyn and just like leans in and goes, "Our son's first fourth wall break." I don't
know what that means, but I think it's real special.
It's okay. Be happy. Then just go upstairs.
Is this wizard most likely not going to part with these pears?
I believe that he is very, very proud of his pears, and if he is not willing to give them up, we may have to take them by force.
All right. I'm thinking I'll probably have to make the pie so that we can make sure that it's the best, but I'm looking at the coven, like sizing everyone up, and I look back at Deeth and even like, who do you think would be the best to send to get the pears?
We could get by with only, say, 3 of them.
3 pears. I'm guessing that you're either going to have to convince him, put him to sleep, or take them.
I'm sure he would just give them if we asked real nice.
I agree.
We can buy them
That's true too.
or trade.
Jarlaxle takes
Right.
Diath aside and says, "You are no doubt wondering, after our last conversation, how we've ended up in this strange predicament.
Correct.
I must admit I was not prepared to see you again so soon, but the discovery that Ranzan Shobal was going to be in Waterdeep, and hey, I'm in Waterdeep now. It's just too great an opportunity to pass by. A chance to redeem myself from my last failure, as it will. And toward that end, I'm willing to bury the hatchet and put aside any past differences we may have developed over the little short time we've known each other. And work toward a common end, become friends even, partners, in all affairs. I will even split the gold with you. I'll tell you what. If we can win Ranson Shobal over and make the best pie he has ever tasted, I will donate my share of the gold to the children of Waterdeep.
Oh my fucking god.
I have left you speechless, I can tell. Some things are more important than
I'm actually mad.
some things are more important than gold, you know. Winning, for instance.
Yeah. I mean, any past grievances we had can be simply glossed over. I mean, you already imparted a lot of great information upon me, so I see no reason that I should bear any grudge against you.
Very enlightened.
And in the spirit of competition, you're right. Winning is great, and nothing would make these fine folks better than showing off in the fact that they are the finest pie makers around.
He sort of lifts up his eye patch, looks at them, closes it back down, and says, "No doubt. Oh, but there is one other ingredient that will be particularly hard to find, and it's the third one on the list there. In place of the cinnamon, we need some white lichen, which you can only get around here at the bottom of the harbor. To that end, I have approached another wizard in Waterdeep. Her name is Grinda Garloth. She has a device that you can use to go down under the water and scrape some of the lichen off an old wreck and bring it back to the surface, where we can cook it, dry it out, and use it as a cinnamon substitute."
Alton likes diving.
So white lichen, is that like a fungus or a algae?
The lichen.
It is a lichen. It grows on things under the water.
Oh yeah, I know what a lichen is. I've been to the water a lot. I've fished.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it, if you hear. You fished.
Now, this apparatus that she has for going under the water can hold at least 2 people, I believe. It is quite cramped, but it should serve our needs.
Huh. Fascinating. Okay. Got it.
Everything else we can get from your cupboards or from the market.
Well, great. This should be easy then. We have plenty of staff. Will you be sticking around to partake in the creation process?
Oh no, I will be, with the recipe in hand, I am sure Strix can more than manage, and once you dispense with all of the tasks that need to be done, I'm going to be spending my time taking the fair Lady Evelyn for a walk.
Oh,
And he'll come over to you and he says, this is a wondrous time of year to go walking in the city of the dead. And there I will show you. Have you ever seen the brilliant Heliodonus?
no.
They are flowers that glimmer with the light of the sun.
I love flowers and the sun. Well, Strix, do you need my help with the
No. Just
Yay!
no.
Okay, I
don't think I
walk
can
you.
stop this either. This happens at least twice a week.
What does?
Nothing. Just go.
Oh, okay.
Alton, like, just instantly, it's just like
So-
not even running down, just like flipping over, stumbling down, like a ball. I'm here now. What's up, everyone?
I'm going on a walk.
Ha! Looks at Drax. Ha!
You should take Paulton with you. I'm sure he'd like it.
Do you like
Yeah.
flowers, Paulton?
Paulton, we don't honestly need your help anymore. Please just go with them.
Oh, I've been waiting forever to hear you say that. Alrighty. Oh, wait, let me go back up and check on Simon really quick because I'm sure there was dialogue to be exchanged.
Right. So, actually, probably before you bailed on him, there was just enough time for him to tell you that, you know that little kobold creature downstairs, Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, so remember when we were supposed to put them through tests and you just said, do whatever you want? And
Yeah. Oh, that was them. They took the test.
yeah, so
They passed. Cool.
well, I took him out to the mud flats to try to get some of the wine, and he didn't make it. And so I left him in the mud.
But he was downstairs.
Yeah, I guess he survived.
Do I find it not likely that he would be able to survive knowing the...
You can imagine him being able to extricate himself from the mud and crawl back to the city.
Okay. Well,
And you're not surprised that Simon left him there.
it's like, well, you're learning well, son.
And then your alarm goes off.
It's like, oh, plot sense.
Tumble, 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 tumble.
And here we are. A walk, huh? Walk sounds great. Out in the sunlight. Is it day or night?
Day.
Out in the sunlight.
I telepathically say to Paulton, when drow have sunlight sensitivity, it will be harder for him to defend himself. And then I want to slip him a dagger.
Thanks. Wink.
I just like I'm too focused on this pie. I'm just like, all right, it's dangerous to go underwater. And Paulton, Evelyn, just go with Jarlaxle. Just both of you go. Just go.
Yeah, Evelyn, if you go with him, you enjoy the walk. Maybe you get a time to ask him a few questions, perhaps about, I don't know, Andrew
Flowers? What?
Andrew Morn.
Andrew Moore?
You should probably ask Axel about that.
Oh.
Should be good.
Is there any particular information I should know?
Oh, or ask him about Father Sunbright. That's fine too. Guy knows a lot.
That's
He knows a lot.
How do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know that?
We've talked.
Yeah.
Oh, so do you guys get like secret coffee, or you go to the pub?
No. Those would be pleasant things.
That's right, we don't do things like that.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Okay.
I'll be sure to tell you about it sometime.
Okay.
Nice, wonderful walk. Sounds good.
How does Jarlaxle react to the fact that I'm just assuming that Paulton can come with us?
He doesn't seem to care. But he says, before we leave, the Ranzen is going to be coming by tomorrow, so you have plenty of time to bake the pie, once you get the ingredients, of course. That should be our priority. And the other priority should be making sure that Thrakus and his dreadful meat pie does not win Ranzen over.
Right.
You'll find Thrakus. He is a dragonborn who lives in the field ward. He has a butcher shop there.
All right. I sort of look around and I kind of go, all right, Dearna, you have
Yes?
to take care of the Dragonborn. You do not kill him.
Oh.
You do not. You do not. You just make him very sleepy.
Sleepy.
Very sleep. Not like still breathing.
She just starts furiously rummaging through her herbalism kit.
Just very sleepy.
What if I just... Maybe I can steal all his pies.
That's too obvious. Just go in and I'll be like, buy a pie and then somehow make him sleepy. I don't care how you do it.
Jarlaxle says Thrakus is known for having some sort of secret ingredient in his meat pies. If you can find that out, I will pay you for that secret.
Wow, see?
It will be done.
I trust you. I trust you with this
Why?
task. I don't know why I trust anyone to be 100% honest with you. It usually doesn't work out for me.
You should stop that. It's not safe.
Yeah, you're right. Well, what are boundaries? Anyway, let's see. And she looks over at Perlock. And she's like, would you rather I go with you underwater so in case something bad happens, I can teleport us out and then you can survive?
Well, you got to be here to actually make the pie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty familiar with the harbor district, so it shouldn't be too difficult for me to get there.
All right.
And
Well, I think if
Why
two
this-
of you can fit, I think that you should go with Critter.
I think so too, because it's either 2 of us or 1 per lock.
Right, yes. Perlock should not go underwater.
Yeah.
No.
No
I
offense.
can't fit most things.
No, so Critter, you're going to go with Dieth and keep him safe underwater. And Perlock, you're going to go and make friends with the pear wizard. And I will, I suppose, stay here. Unless, if you need help, no, I have to make the pie. You all have to go get the ingredients. I have to make the perfect crust. It has to be perfect.
And besides, for all
Warrington
the-
will say, I can go with him. My negotiation skills are tip-top.
You know, I think both of you would make an extremely obvious team.
I once negotiated a treaty with the Artok. They're plant people.
Did you use a gun? Are guns for negotiating?
No,
Desperately trying to
no,
understand.
we used the guns later after the negotiation collapsed.
So then you
Oh.
didn't negotiate a treaty.
No, the treaty was in place. It just didn't last very long.
Oh, whatever, Warrington. You go with Perlock. Just be tall and pick pears. I don't know.
Yes, I believe our height will avail us greatly in this endeavor. What?
Excellent. Excellent. Maybe bring some leverage for this wizard. Something that you know, both of you. You're both not from around here, so maybe knowledge. Bring him some knowledge of your home worlds or planes, or I don't even know where you're from, and I haven't even bothered to figure that out.
I have a cursed sword he might like.
No, you're gonna need that.
If he is a wizard, perhaps he is interested in magic.
Yes, exactly.
I have a damp tube sock if anybody wants to borrow that.
You're going in the water. The tube sock is coming with you. It's
Oh,
gonna get more
real
damp.
wet- Real wet tube sock. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, just you give that to Dieth if he looks sad.
Don't.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm great. Everything's
In
great.
fact, anytime that Dieth looks sad, you just give him something.
That's usually what I do to sad people, yeah.
Me too. See, that's why you work here.
Makes everybody happy.
Yeah.
I feel
Even if
like
he doesn't
DF
know you gave it to him.
I feel like DF looks sad right now. Hold on. I got something for you, buddy. Wait. I got you, bud. I reach in and I take out the dagger I was just given. I'm like, I got this for you, bud. Enjoy it. May it serve you well.
Fairness, it is a nice dagger.
Diaz takes the dagger more just to be like, you shouldn't have this.
Probably not. It's like, come on, dude. They gave me a gun earlier. A dagger's not gonna.
All right, we have our plans. Are we ready? We're gonna make the best pie that Waterdeep and Jarlaxle, maybe, I don't know, has ever seen. Also, and she like kind of walks over to Dieth and is like, make sure that the lichen isn't a poison.
yeah. Okay.
All right, we're ready.
All right.
Now break.
And people leave. So Jarlaxle, before he steps outside, he sort of rubs the tip of the brim of his hat and transforms before your eyes into a human who is sort of got a nice tan, beautiful jade eyes, dark hair down to his shoulders, swept back away from his face, and then he pulls out of his vest a pair of John Lennon sunglasses and puts
Are
them
those Gucci yarn?
and puts them on the bridge of his nose and just sort of pushes them up to the top of his nose. You can see he actually looks a lot like Paulton, only a couple inches taller.
Fuck off.
You're like
Oh,
some
it's kinda-
heavy clapping.
Everyone claps. Wow, that's so neat. Paulton can't do that.
So is this like a disguise, or is this your true form, or can you look like it however you want?
No, my lady, I presented you with my true form earlier, but I find that some of the people in this city, although they are very tolerant, tend to be somewhat off-put by the presence of a drow.
That's too bad.
It is too bad. A shame.
Very much a shame. Also, in aliens, he's like, I'm not sure how well that's gonna fly. Most of it looks trademarked, so you might want to get an original idea there.
I am quite comfortable in my current form, thank you.
I am not.
And you do whatever you need to feel comfortable. And Evelyn like puts her arm through the crook of his arm
Yep.
and like pats his arm reassuringly. And just,
You walk outside into the sun.
Yeah, while Strix is like, get out! I have a pie to make. Leave.
She starts to whack people with a broom.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, get out!
Okay, so you all kind of spill out. Perlock, Warrington, Dieth, Paulton, Jarlaxle, Evelyn, Critter, Deerna. You're all now standing out in the street, getting your bearings.
Yeah, and Strix will like open the door too and look at Critter, and she's like, keep him safe. And then hits him with the broom a little bit, and then goes back inside.
Ow.
All
Hey,
right.
Squidly's dad, can I dagger?
Sorry, what's that?
Dierne says to D, hey, Squidly's dad, can I borrow a dagger?
Oh, you were talking to me?
Yeah.
I didn't hear my name. He'll give Dearna's dagger back.
Okay.
Don't murder anyone with it.
All right. In order
do
to
what I want.
in order to get to the wizard Quanvolio, who has a tower in the the southern ward, Perlock and Warrington will have to basically walk south through this ward that they're currently in, basically through residential streets, and then hug the wall of the city of the dead. So actually, they can kind of follow Jarlaxle, Evelyn, and Paulton for a short bit of their journey to the southern ward before they have to split off. Diath and Critter, you want to head to the dock ward. You can also follow them for a little bit, but eventually you're going to want to veer off to one of the main roads and then head south to the dock ward on your own path. Deerna, your path takes you in a completely opposite direction from everybody else. You'll be heading north out of this district into the grubby, rat-infested, low-level field ward, kind of like Waterdeep's cesspool. And
Just like home.
therein, hopefully, find Thrakis's butcher shop. So you're the first one to part company with everyone else.
Okay.
Are you all trying to get to your destinations on foot? Waterdeep is not so big that you can't get to where you want to go within an hour or two on foot.
Probably.
And it's a nice day.
Yeah. Perlock's got a pretty long stride, and he's walking with somebody of equal build, so.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm taking Critter with me. And I feel like it's... I don't know how often kobolds walk the streets of Waterdeep, but I feel like if there is a chaperone there...
Right. Fortunately, he can sort of bundle himself up a little bit to conceal features, so he almost looks like just a kind of like a weird leprous halfling.
Strix has also, at some point, put a witch hat on him.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's like the mark of
my new
Strix.
hat.
Yeah.
I saw it. I feel like Critter could also
Alright.
probably keep up with me when taking backstreet roads,
Mm-hmm.
shortcuts.
Yep. All right. So you travel south down the high road together. Lots of people passing by. The people who get the most attention right now, of course, are Perlock and Warrington. But as Jarlaxle was pointing out, as you discovered yourself, Waterdavians are fairly nonplussed. But Warrington does ask Perlock, so do you eat through that trunk of yours, or what? Is that an affectation? Or is it part of some sort of, method of consuming food? You drink through your trunk?
Absolutely not. No, it's basically a nose. That would be like asking any other person here if they drank through their nose. No, it's prehensile. I can use it like a hand almost, and I take out a chef's knife and wreath sheath it with the the trunk.
Good lord, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, you are a rather comical creature.
Yes, well, I relish our walk together. This will be quite some interesting between the two of us.
Yes, well, I have never met your kind, and I've been to several worlds.
Is that so? I've only been to this one,
And
my
you,
own home, so
your world is called
definitely
what?
not been well traveled as you.
Your world is what again?
Oh well, and I make a noise it's just basically like an elephant noise. Like I don't know the
Okay.
common name for this world.
Yes, that's rather hard to spell.
The alphabet's the same.
Eventually, you and he break off. Actually, you probably didn't even notice. You've just started walking off on your own and lost the rest of the gang as you make your way down south, past the City of the Dead, into the Trades Ward, which is a very, very busy, bustling place with all sorts of a panoply of races coexisting peacefully together, and all kinds of trade activity going on. And you can see Warrington says, "Keep your eye out for anything that might be suitable as a projectile."
You would like me to throw something?
No, I'm just in the market to buy something. Specifically, I'm looking for sling stones or other metal balls.
Well, indeed, I will keep an eye out for sure. I'll be scanning the marketplace while we're on our walk.
Diath, when you branch off with Critter into the dock ward, it becomes this tangle of streets sloping down toward the harbor. And you're heading to the western edge of the dock ward, almost the western edge of the city, right in the shadow of Mount Waterdeep. There is a section of the dock ward that is run down and in some places burnt down and has slowly been kind of rebuilt up into this shanty town. And there are also these sort of ships that have kind of been torn apart and rebuilt into homes, all on this clattering, mildew-encrusted series of docks collectively known as Mist Shore. Called that because the fog tends to gather here and stay here throughout the day. So even now, the sun is this sort of pale orb, this blurry orb, lost in the fog that seems to be hovering around this ramshackle, decaying, half-burnt section of the city.
Okay. Also along the way, Diaz has a conversation with Critter.
Yep.
And to say, Critter, how familiar are you with lichen?
I think it's some sort of like moss, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of moss that grows in a sewer. I live in the sewer, so.
Oh, good. How familiar are you with telling if something is poisonous or not?
I mean, I've eaten a lot of things, and sometimes they make me kind of puke. But that's about the extent of my knowledge.
Oh boy.
Is that helpful?
Yes, thank you, Critter.
You're welcome.
Deerna, you are going to be the first to reach your destination because you're not crossing the entire city to get to where you need to go. The field ward is literally only about 5 or 6 blocks away from Troll Skull Alley. But as I said, as soon as you leave the gates of the North Ward and descend down into the field ward, it's like a completely different city. You don't know much about this place, but it looks like it was built very quickly and very badly. A maze of tangled streets and rundown places. There's also smoke that hangs in the air down here, sort of trapped between the walls of the field ward. And there's a lot of poverty. Children who are basically living neglected lives down here, rats crawling around in dark corners, and unsavory types who even you would not probably deign to engage in a conversation with. But you do find Thrakus's butcher shop on Salt Pork Street. And you can see that it used to be some sort of old, ancient windmill. Big stone windmill that has had its vanes kind of stripped and it's kind of crumbling and dilapidated. It's got a building attached to the cylindrical part of the windmill where the butcher shop actually appears to be contained. And there's a sign above the butcher shop door that is actually a haunch of rotting meat hanging from hooks with a metal axe hovering above it. And there are flies swarming around the haunch of meat of this sign. And basically etched into the axe is the name Thrakus.
Well, Dearnay's feeling a little left out, being as she's the only one that was sent off alone. It's almost like no one wants to spend time with her. So she's going to find a rat to talk to.
Okay.
Oh no.
All right.
That is not the case, dear.
So you sort of wander astray looking for a rat who will actually engage you in conversation. Make a perception check to see what you find.
If anything, she's the most trusted.
Yeah, she's probably going to like have a bit of cheese out to try to lure one to her. So perception, that is a 15.
Okay. You can see a rat sort of perks up, takes an interest in you, and then sort of darts down a little bit of an alley, which is strewn with garbage and other refuse. And you kind of follow it a little bit to see if you can actually engage it. Then you are very surprised to find that the rat sort of disappears under some garbage, but you can see the red glowing eyes of what appear to be 3 giant rats in this alley, who sort of come out and look at you with their red eyes.
I'm just going to squat down a bit and say, hello. I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking I look mighty tasty, but I am here with a business proposition for you. Now I am wanting to get into this butcher and pie shop and cause a distraction. And while I do that, I'm hoping that I could convince you guys to go in back and eat everything.
All right. They transform before your eyes into human-rat hybrids.
Oh, were rats.
And they pick, as they're transforming, they pick up weapons that were hidden under the garbage around them. Hand crossbows and short swords.
I'm going to take out my spiked chain and use like whatever combination of thaumaturgy and prestidigitation and minor illusion to make myself as scary as possible and scream at them to try to scare them.
Okay, roll initiative.
I did not want Dearna to be rolling initiative. I'm so sorry.
You sent me off alone.
I could have sent you with Albie. I'm sorry.
It's a 24.
Okay. So, describe to me what you want to do on your turn. You said I'm going to say you've got the weapon out.
Yeah.
So are you casting a spell or to make yourself scary, or are you just using the weapon to look scary?
I'm spinning the weapon above my head, and I'm probably going to use like whatever spell to make it look like it's like on fire. And I'm gonna scream at them really loud, like.
So the spell you're using on your weapon is just like a minor illusion?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right. Okay, and I'll let you make an intimidation check.
Okay. That is a 23.
Okay. They kind of back away from you.
Like, yeah, that's right. Don't mess with me. And I back out of the alley.
Okay.
And then I just run into the shop.
You run into the shop, slam the door behind you. When you peer through the dirt-encrusted window next to the door, you can see that those were-rats are peering out of the alley. They went out far enough to see where you went to, and then they seem to be having a little conversation with each other, and then One of them keeps watch while the other two disappear back into the alley.
I'm going to use Awakened Mind to say into its mind, so what were you talking about with your friends?
And this is a two-way conversation you're having?
Yeah.
It can respond, I mean?
I think that's up to you.
But if it were to, you can hear it, is what I'm asking.
Okay.
Can you?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I think so.
I just don't remember how the ability works.
If we're going with the C team rules, it does.
Okay. Then it'll say that is just getting more friends.
I had a very lucrative proposal for you, but you decided to be all uppity.
Are you buying anything? Says this loud voice behind you. And then you hear of the sound of an axe hitting wood. And you see this blood-stained dragonborn in a leather apron hacking something apart with a cleaver.
I turn around and I smile. I walk up to him and say, "Why, yes, I am here to purchase a 1 pie, please, sir."
He shows you a shelf that has a number of meat pies on it. They look like they've been sitting there for longer than a day. There's a couple flies around too. And he says, he's got labels in common and draconic over each one. Like this is a sausage pie, this is a blah pie, all kinds of different kinds of meats in here. And he says, pick your poison.
I'm quite partial to nightshade or cyanide, but...
Are you trying to be cute?
No, I'm not from around here.
None of us are. And he will reach over, just take a pie, pick one for you, basically. Slap it down on some paper and wrap it up for you.
Thank you.
Now get out.
How much is the pie?
He says, you can have that one for free.
Oh, well then I will have 2 pies.
The next one will cost you 3 silver.
Oh, that's it? I'll take all your pies.
All right. He will wrap them up. And so there are like 10 pies out on display. 3 gold.
Ah, I have that. I will give him 3 gold.
Cool. She
Have
has
we
more
been
money than
paying?
do.
We have been paying them, right?
I don't know.
So you've got this big, actually since you're buying so many of them, he'll give you a small crate that he can stack the pies in for you.
I will actually take one and taste it a bit.
Okay.
And while I'm tasting it, I want to on the DL cast I think it's Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to basically just be able to read his mind and be like, this is very good.
Yeah, so you try the pie. It's okay. It's totally fine meat pie. It's got a lot of flavor, and it's been soaking for a while, so it's quite an intense flavor. But when you're reading his surface thoughts, what you get is those are all the old pies, and he's happy to get rid of them to some crazy old bat who wants to eat them. Those aren't the special pies.
I've heard rumor that you use a certain secret ingredient. Now I know that you won't tell me. I respect that you must have trade secrets, but maybe you can give me a little hint, she says, putting another gold on the counter.
He looks at it and says, "Oh, you want my secret ingredient for
Well,
a gold?"
Just a hint.
He looks around.
Does he think of the ingredient while he's listening or thinking?
That is a good question. Yes, he does. And the secret ingredient is human. And so I will take you and show you.
I don't think I paid for that.
Come with me. He goes to a side door leading deeper into the windmill. Come on! Another customer could come any minute.
I'm going to follow him a bit, but I'm going to look for anything that I can light on fire that would maybe lead to the entire building burning down.
The building's mostly made of stone.
Damn it.
So you might set fire to a counter or a table, but that's about it, or a shelf. And he basically is waiting for you at the door, like taking you through. Your surface thoughts, so the surface thoughts you get off him are pure malice. You don't think if you walk through that door, you're going to walk out.
Except for the fact that I have 3 different ways of teleporting. How far into the room can I see?
You can't. It's dark beyond. But you got dark vision.
Yes, I do.
So you can see some cold air coming out of, you can feel some cold air coming out of the room. You can see that it is some sort of stone antechamber. There's not much to see from the angle through the doorway, but the smell coming through it suggests that it's a larder. You probably can see maybe a few hanging meats, carcasses, nothing that you would consider to be unwholesome, like animal carcasses mostly.
Okay. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to walk towards him, and right before going through the doorway, when I'm close to him, I'm going to cast Thunder Step to teleport out of the building.
Okay.
And then use Blessing of the Raven Queen to teleport even further, and then just run away.
Okay. And can you use your thunderclap without seeing the destination?
Is there not like a window I can see through?
Yeah, I suppose if you want to just basically transport outside the window. It's a pretty grimy window, so you can't see terribly far away, but I guess you could use the window to get outside the building at the very least.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I do another teleport after that to get further away.
All
and
right.
he would be taking 3d10 damage from that in the face unless he makes a con save.
What's the DC?
That would be a 15.
Okay. And you disappear at the same moment that the thunderclap goes off?
Yes.
Okay. So roll your damage. Does the clap basically radiate in all directions around you?
Yes.
Okay.
And that is 16 damage.
All right. So as you disappear, there's a big clap. There's also the sonic blast that kind of pushes or causes things to disrupt. It probably breaks the glass on the display and other things around you. It might even, if it's 10 feet or more, the area,
10 feet, yeah.
you'll probably blow out the window too. So you teleport outside. The window glass sort of flies around you as you appear outside of it. You don't take any damage from the glass.
Okay.
And you can see in the window that he has taken that damage and is still alive, and he is just bellowing in a rage.
Yeah, and then I use Blessing of the Raven Queen as my bonus action to teleport even further away, 30 feet, and then I do another 30 feet of movement.
Okay, and we'll get back to you shortly.
Strix taught you so well how to run away.
Yeah. Diath and Critter, you get to the end of the Mistshore dock, and you see a hovel attached to what appears to be a rundown little warehouse that's sort of teetering on the brink of falling into the harbor. And this is, you can see a wizard sigil inscribed upon the door that suggests this is the residence of Grinda Garloff. Kind of looks like a little crab symbol.
Great. Well, we're here, so we'll just the arrangements should already be made for us. I'm just going to do a quick discussion, get this contraption that Dorlaxel mentioned, and then we'll go and get the lichen.
Is this contraption more structurally sound than this building?
You know, I'm really not super certain on that, so let's hope for the best.
It's always a good strategy.
Right. All right. Let's get this over with.
Okay.
When you go to knock on the door opens. just as your hand
That's
goes
ominous.
toward it. And you see a woman beyond with spectacles on the bridge of her nose. She looks quite old, maybe in her 60s and 70s. White hair done up in a bun, although it's kind of coming a little bit undone. And her wizard robes, possibly regal in the day, look quite threadbare and worn out now, although there are still kind of adornments on them that suggest they were quite fancy. And she looks at you with her wrinkled face and says, looks around to make sure you weren't followed, and says, "Come on in.
Okay.
I understand time is of the essence."
Yes, of course. Then you know who sent us.
Yes? She closes the door. "He and I go way back," and she gives you a wink and a nod.
I don't get it.
I'll tell you when you're older.
Of course, I was just a young thing back then. Didn't know what I was getting into.
You probably know some things, am I right?
Oh, yes, and so does he. And she'll lead you to the warehouse out back, where there is a device that looks like a crab.
Yes.
Crab?
Oh my god, hell yeah.
An apparatus made of metal with periscopes and steel legs and pincers with a hatchway in the back. And she says, This is my most prized possession, so try not to damage it and bring it back when you're done."
We will. This shouldn't take long at all.
I think I'm in love.
So, and she will go over to a wall and start cranking on some ropes, and some doors, underwater doors, open on one side of this half-flooded warehouse that you're in. And she then goes over to another set of ropes, and they're like pulleys that lower this thing down into the water. "Once you're inside, I will undo the hooks, and you'll drop down to the bottom of the warehouse and can go out through those doors into the harbor.
The water stays out though, right?
Once you're inside, yes, you should be fine. It's airtight."
Excellent.
And is there a way of acquiring stuff underwater from inside this contraption?
"No, you'll have to get out.
Well, that's less unfortunate.
That's your problem.
Uh-huh.
But you can flush the water out once you're back in."
Oh, good. All right.
Man, they thought of everything when they built this thing.
"Yes,
Yeah.
I assume one of you have operated one of these things before, so, you know, we'll
Oh
figure-
yeah, dozens of times.
You have?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you?
Yeah, there's like 6 in Causeway C.
Oh, no. Okay. She'll open up the hatch, and she'll point to, there are 10 levers in here. There's a pilot's chair, and then there's a co-pilot's chair right behind it. The pilot's chair basically controls the legs, and the co-pilot's chair can control the pincers. She tells you it's airtight and watertight. You can flush it out here. You can by turning that knob. There's up to 10 hours of breathable air in here. So bear that in mind, although I won't expect you to take that long to get some lichen. You can go underwater to as far down to the bottom of the harbor as you want. The pressure won't affect you at all. And she says, that lever is for the legs and tail. That lever is for the window shutters. That lever is also for the window shutters. That's for the claws. That's in case you want to attack with the claws. That lever's for walking and swimming forward. That's for turning left and right. That's for turning on the lights. That's for lowering. That's for sealing and opening the hatch.
Excellent.
Got it.
Jump in the pilot chair.
What? Whoa.
Like, just immediately.
Did I actually? I say got it. Did I get it? Like, did I actually retain all that information? Or is
Absolutely.
that to be determined?
You think you got it.
Okay, I think I got this. All right.
She says, there are sharks. Watch for those.
Got it.
And I've heard rumors that a dragon has moved into the harbor. Watch for that, too.
It's just rumors. We're probably fine.
Sailors' rumors.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
sorts of rumors all the time. Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You may also run into some merfolk. They come here from time to time to trade with ships. Though I haven't
don't
seen
know
one
what that
yet
is.
this season.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, good.
Excuse me, I need to get back to my spell book.
Yep. Oh, yes, of course. We'll return shortly.
She leaves you alone in the warehouse with the contraption.
All right. Well.
I pull a lever.
Well.
Just a random one. Roll a d10.
Yeah. 3.
3. You open the side window shutters.
Oh wow! Look at the view. I close it again.
Yes. And you can see out the front through this sort of grill-like window. Regardless, it's the side windows that you were opening.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's get into the crab.
Okay, so Dieth, you hunker down into the seat behind Critter.
Yeah, I imagine this is a lot more cramped for me than it is for him.
Yeah. It's actually
It's spacious in here.
quite roomy for him, but for you, your head periodically. Tunk.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
All right, so I got control of crab claws.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
All
I'll
right.
hit the lights.
Do you know which lever that is?
Probably not.
Roll a d10.
1.
1. All right. Yeah, you start to walk and swim forward. Or you,
Oh,
or you
well,
yeah.
there's progress.
Actually, no, it just extends the tail and the legs. So actually, since they're already extended, you retract the tail and the legs.
Oh, I'll put that one back.
Okay.
And let's try another lever.
Hey, did you not pay attention just now?
10.
All right.
I usually don't.
The hatch opens.
Oh,
Dieth
we
reseals
need
it.
that shut. Okay.
Maybe we should switch.
Oh, I got this. I got this. All right.
Dieth, you can point out to him which one does which.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the thing where it's like, yeah, you got this, and as he's like struggling, it's that one. You know, that way.
I knew that. I was just
All
feeling
right.
the other ones, see what
Just
they
got
felt like.
the guiding hand.
Yeah.
All right.
As we're traveling around and starting to swim, just periodically the crab claws just go.
All right. So you take this thing out, and it swims out into the dark harbor. It's very, very dark, this water. You can't see more than 5, 10 feet in front of you.
Activating crab lights, and I point to the light lever for him to get.
Boop. I turn it.
You pull the lever, the lights come on, and behold, you can see about 60 feet ahead of you.
Great.
You can see there are the struts, barnacle-covered struts for old docks. There's all kinds of sunken crap here that's been picked through, old nets and lobster traps that have been cast aside. You can actually see a corpse, like a skeleton picked clean by fish, lashed, chained by a manacle to a block of cement. Somebody who got thrown down here and left down here to die.
By the mob.
Yep, exactly.
Oh no.
And you sort of make your way through all the refuse out into the deeper harbor, and the floor of the harbor plunges deeply. They call it Deepwater Harbor for a good reason. Once you get past the docks, it's like poof, abyss.
Oof.
And you begin to descend down into this abyss, where periodically you see barnacle-encrusted masts kind of pointing upward that you're making your way down toward.
This should be around the area we're looking for.
Old wrecks, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't think you'll have to go too far out into the harbor to find this white lichen. But as you make your way deeper down, with your lights on, I'm going to have you make a perception check.
9.
21.
Okay. Dieth, your lights catch the glimmer of what appear to be bright golden or bronze scales of something big swimming through the water that's just catches the light and then sort of glances off the light and disappears into the briny depths. and you see it's a tail.
Kill the lights.
Killing lights.
You are now in complete darkness.
Good. Now we're harder to see. I don't know what that was, but I don't want to bring any other attention to us while we try to. Hopefully, are we still like navigating our way down?
Yeah, you're kind of making an angled descent down.
Yeah, we have like a general idea of where we're going for now. So
Down.
We'll just go for little ways without trying to bring too much attention to ourselves. Also, be quiet.
All right.
Okay.
Just for a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just sink.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do hear some weird sounds. It's just like not as the water around you, as things move, sound does seem to travel through the hull, and so you can hear just sort of clunking noises, sounds that would travel through the water and pass into this thing, but nothing you would. It's a little strange to you at first, but then when you realize, oh, it's just harbor noise. That you're just picking up, it's all normal. But you are kind of because you're a big metal contraption, you do have air inside you, but you're very heavy. You can feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. That feeling is really the only gauge you have, other than the angle you're currently at, to know that you are making a descent.
Good.
Because you're getting no information through the windows except particles in the briny dark.
So, you have any idea where we're going here, or are we just gonna sink to the bottom and see what happens?
Give it like 3 to 6 more seconds.
Okay.
1, 2, you hit something.
Oh wow, you're really good at that.
Your vehicle hits something hard and immovable, and then flips and spins, and then turns upside down.
I don't think this is the intended function of this vehicle.
You are now sinking upside down in this water. Actually, make a, Jared, since you got the pincers, roll a d20 and add 8.
Okay. Whee! 15.
One of your port side, left side pincer hooks something, grapples it, and you stop falling.
Got it. Oops. Turn on the lights.
Lights, click, turn on.
Okay. You appear to have been caught in the rigging of some sunken wreck.
Ooh. Cool.
And you're sort of,
You did it, Rick.
you're kind of in this weird, I wouldn't call it a net per se, but this tangle of old ropes. And you're banging up against what appears to be a yard arm.
Man, this is terrifying and awesome all at the same time. Good.
Yeah.
Do I see any lichen?
No, you haven't reached the bottom. You don't see any lichen on the yard arm. You don't see any lichen growing on the ropes, and you're not far enough down yet to see the bottom.
Yeah, so it might be closer to the actual hull of the ship.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a way I can use crab arms to maneuver ourselves to be right side up again?
You try, but they're not that dexterous.
Oh, well. Critter, you got any ideas?
I'm gonna try retracting the legs and the tail and see if we're stuck on something. Maybe that'll free us.
Yeah, when you retract the legs and the tail, that does seem to untangle you. And at this point, it's literally only if the claw is no longer gripping the yard arm, you begin to fall again.
Yeah.
And so as you plunge down with your lights on, you crash through the hull of the ship below you and find yourself, because it's all brittle and old, now find yourself in the hold of an old ship.
Do I see any kind of chest or anything vaguely looking like treasure? Because DF is really trying to retain his excitement right now.
You throw your face up against the window to see if you can scan anything just with the lights of the vehicle. Make a perception check to see what you see in the hold around you.
Well, it's a natural one. But I do have expertise in perception.
That's right, you do.
So with that, passively, it's 21.
Okay. You can see that there is all kinds of debris down here left by the ship, as well as what appears to be the remains of a ballista that collapsed and fell into the hold at one point. And lodged behind the ballista, Diath, you see what appears to be a sunken chest.
I mean, we should get that, right?
And
Yeah!
there's like a skeleton kind of draped half over it, but it's old and
And it means nothing, obviously.
I've never done any underwater treasure hunting.
Yeah, let's
I'll
check it out.
deploy the legs and tail again.
Yeah, can you skitter us forward and maybe I can just like grab it with the claw. We'll just hold on to it while we continue to look for the lichen.
Yep. Well, let's push us forward, get in claw range.
okay. And Diath will extend the claw kind of through the ballista to try to grab hold of the chest. Make another d20 roll with a +8 bonus, Diath.
Critter, I want you to know I'm having the time of my life right now. That is 17.
All right, you're able to reach in and grab the chest, or one side of the chest, with the claw fairly gently,
Yeah.
and begin to drag it out from underneath the refuse. The skeleton just sort of falls away and breaks apart as the chest is moved underneath it. But you do have it in your clutches.
Can you imagine how excited everyone's going to be when we come back with bonus treasure?
I mean, do we have to tell everybody about the bonus treasure?
Well,
I mean, won't Paulton just spend it all on wine or
Well,
something?
no, that's not what he does. Come on.
It isn't?
No.
Oh.
Perlock, you and Warrington come to a dilapidated tower in the trades ward that looks like it has seen better days. It has suffered some great neglect over the years. It's a 3-story stone structure that leans slightly to the north, but the roof has been torn down. There might have been a cap on it at one point. And instead now, there is kind of like a garden growing up at the top of the tower. And very prominent among the many bushes and things and ivy spilling down the sides of the tower, you can see what appears to be a large pear tree surmounting the tower.
Our last bit of conversation as we're approaching this base of the tower, I'm just going to say, you know, Mr. Munt, on our return, I would be happy to craft some ammunition to your exact specifications. It should take me no more than an hour. I'm rather adept at metalworking. Here we are. I'm
My
gonna go right
God!
up.
He just slack-jawed at this and says, "My good man, you have a deal. Let's get this done."
and right up to the door and just a big, like, heavy knock on the front door.
All right. There is no answer.
It appears this fellow might not be home.
Well, that's dreadfully inconvenient.
Shall we wait for him?
Warrington looks around. Well, I suppose. A couple people walk by. They see you. This tower faces the street. Try knocking once more.
I give a heavier knock this time.
No answer. Well, this is a conundrum.
Thaumaturgy, a big booming hello on the inside.
Warrington will put his ear up to the door. I don't hear anyone. You must be out on business.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yes. It'd be rather risky storming a wizard's tower. Don't know what sort of magic we'll find in there.
And not to say against the law, that would be, above and beyond.
Indubitably. But the tree is right there.
Indeed.
What if the tower does look rather old? I reckon it might fall down at any minute. In the strong enough wind, or if given a A good old heave-ho.
Are you suggesting we just take a rest against the side of this tower and give it a nudge?
Well, it's worth a try.
I might ask you one more question. How good a shot are you? Could you, say, cleave a branch or two off that tree?
I say, are you saying I should discharge my firearm in the street here?
I was only curious. I mean, I have no idea what the ordinance is when it comes to, well, ordinances, but my throwing arm is not quite 3 stories.
A plan
strong.
is forming. He pulls out his gun. And he says,
I'll clap him on the back and give him a guidance when I.
yes.
The exact lines were, a plan is forming. He pulls out his gun.
Things you always want to hear the DM say.
And I give him guidance.
No, you see, at this point, what will happen is I will fire this weapon, shoot down some pears, and then I will probably get arrested. Which is
Even if
fine.
they don't hear your weapon discharge?
What?
Well, I can make sure it's silent.
Dude, magical silencer.
Do that.
Even CSI can't detect that.
Yes, because I understand it's the noise more than anything that the Waterdavians don't like.
Well, as long as you're not going to be seen by anybody here, well, let's give it a shot.
Well, if I'm seen by someone, let them arrest me. You can take the pears back and get the pie done, and they can bail me out later.
That is quite noble of you. It's above and beyond in your service to a pie competition, but, well, I've learned that this is quite an unusual group, so...
Yes, and if this doesn't work, we'll just push the tower down. Plan B.
Plan B. And I will cast silence.
All right. In the silence, he will take pot shots at the pear tree, reloading after every shot. First 3 are misses, and he just blows chunks of the tower off and hits some other tree. Oh, this is harder than... I actually don't hear him. He's just mouthed something. He digs out the rest of the ammunition. He'll take another 3 shots. Misses, all 3.
Wow.
It's a tough... I mean, a pear, he's trying to shoot a pear off a tree that's, 40 feet off the ground.
I don't know, man. He is a Commodore.
Yep.
I was going
Come
wanting
on.
to get a branch, not a pear.
Right.
Shoot a whole branch down.
Well, yeah, he's basically trying to shoot a branch.
That's true.
And so he's fired 6 shots and done some damage to the tower, but hasn't hit a branch yet.
I'll drop silence and say, plan B it is, I suppose.
Yes, I'm afraid that was much harder than it seems. This weapon is not precision instrument at that range, of course. If only I had a shotgun. No. He says, I guess we'll go to plan B then. Let's push this thing over.
Oh, dear. And I take a deep breath and lean up against the tower and follow his lead.
Ah, so you're helping me then? Because I could help you.
Oh, well, to be quite honest, I think this is the first time I may be breaking the law.
Oh, well, sorry. So what is your strength, Porlock?
14.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you can help him
Okay.
as he tries to push the tower over. Meanwhile, in the city of the dead, Evelyn, Paulton, Jarlaxle, I don't think either of you have spent any time here, have you?
Nope.
So the city of the dead is a walled-off section of the city. You can get to it through big gates. It is Waterdeep's graveyard, but it's huge. It's immense, and more than just a graveyard, it is the city's main park. And it is stunningly gorgeous, beautifully landscaped. All the bushes are tended, the grass is trimmed, the trees have got all of their leaves on them now. And so it's no mere drab cemetery. And you can see on grassy hills and near flower beds all kinds of picnickers and people just sort of enjoying it. There's a young family with a baby carriage rolling through down a cobbled trail. You can see sculptures carved out of some of the bushes near a few of the more grand mausoleums, gravel paths that you can follow. And Jarlaxle leads you along one of these paths to a mausoleum around which these wildflowers grow that he describes as heliodonnas. And as soon as you see them, Evelyn, you're struck by them because they look like little suns. And they actually glow with the light, with the warm, radiant light of the sun in the most beautiful way.
Evelyn's like in soft focus, like like when color first came to the movies in a close-up, and she's just like smelling a flower, and she's like, heliodonnas, I love them. Thank you for bringing me here. Oh, and she's just skipping around and playing and enjoying everything and asking him tons of questions.
Yep, and he'll tell you that he'll tell you that he discovered them during his visit to the city long ago, but they only bloom in the spring. So this is really late spring, early summer. It's the only time to really see them. So he's glad that he was able to bring you out here at this time, and he tells you that he has always been intrigued by the sun.
Ooh, I love talking about the sun. What do you like about it?
Most of my people, of course, do not abide the sun. They dwell deep underground, as far away from it as they possibly can. But I've always been strangely drawn to it. Its warmth, its light, its timelessness.
It's like, oh, you like, I had no idea. Hold on. I take out the sun sword and just activate it, like right next to his face. I'm like, then check this thing out. You should like it.
It is.
Oh, it's a sword made of sun. Yeah, you might like that.
Isn't this wonderful?
He says,
Drawn to it.
yes, I have 3 myself. And he goes back to talking about the sun. And he's
You see the blade of the sword just goes limp. Just puts it away.
yes.
All right, well, that was the only shtick I had planned for this, so.
Well, tell us more about yourself. How does one come upon 3 sun swords and discover flowers and know a food critic? I mean, you're so
Well,
unique.
He says, I enjoy life to its full, and I have spent a great deal of time here on the surface. In fact, probably longer than either of you, now that I think about it. But I have made it my home here. This is where I always feel like I belong, with beauty.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Isn't it wonderful to find a place where you feel like you belong?
Yes, indeed, very much so.
How did you find it once you set out into the world looking for the place where you belong? How did you know that you found it?
Well, at first it was as far from the corrupt matriarchy of my deep home of Menzoberranzan, a city run by the priestesses of Lolth, who are insane.
Do I know anything about Lolth?
Yeah, she's a demon queen of spiders.
I mean, I do, but does Evelyn like?
Yeah,
is
she would know.
like,
She
oh,
would know.
Lolth.
Yeah, you would know
Okay.
Lolth. That would be
Cool.
fairly common knowledge. And he says that lifestyle there, the predatory nature of life in Menzoberranzan is not what I was hoping for. So I originally came up here, like many drow, to raid the surface and to prey on those who live here, but that is beneath our dignity as elves.
Well, that's a very high-minded way of thinking.
And so I have struggled all my life to escape and to help others escape from the tyrannical matriarchy that is the followers of Lolth, and to look upon other faiths as and try to find in them something to cling to.
Have you heard about Lathander?
I have heard a little bit about Lathander, yes, and would long to hear more. Over there is the statue of Agaron. He is the city's founder, and there's a warrior's monument over there. Polton, something you might be interested in is there is a family of bards who are laid to rest here. I could take you to their mausoleum if you like.
I'll pass.
And then he'll just take Evelyn in arm and say, "So tell me more about Lathander."
Oh, well, our great morning lord surely is just like the sun, warm and inviting and shining upon, and, fades off as they walk.
Yeah. Paulton, make a perception check.
That would be a 15.
Okay. You, as they walk off, you see that you are being followed by some shady, leather-clad, all dressed in black spies. You've seen the cut of their jib before. They are Gentarim. They must have followed you into the city of the dead, and you can see them hiding among some gravestones and behind a mausoleum. But you just catch sight of them. There are two of them that you see, a man and a woman, keeping an eye on you.
So like as like Evelyn and Jarlaxle just kind of walk off, and I watched them walk away until they're no longer audible. I just kind of turn around. I'm like, "Can I help you guys with something?"
They pull out heavy crossbows and shoot you.
It is Tuesday.
Okay. So one of them rolled a
Oh my God.
one of them rolled a 24, and one of them crit you.
Oh my god.
Yep.
So Evelyn and Jarlaxle, you turn around as Paulton gets shot with two.
Ow!
Okay, so you take 8 points of damage from one crossbow bolt and 15 points of damage from the other for a total of 23.
Cool. There's just big crossbows in my body. I just turn around. It's like, all right. So whenever y'all are done,
Lynn turns to Jarlaxle. If you'll excuse me for just one moment, and hurries over to Paulton, takes the crossbows and just goes, "Swoop," and then lays her hands on the hole. It's okay. No harm done. You're fine.
out the exit wound.
She lays on hands and heals the hit points.
Okay.
So that's how much?
How much?
He was 20. What was it? 15 and 8, so 23.
You don't know how much damage. You can't translate damage that precisely, but you can decide in order to heal the damage, you need to do 25 points worth.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, the wounds quickly close up. However, there are still the holes in your costume.
Jacket.
Jacket.
Oh no, were you wearing the party jacket?
I always am.
Yeah. So
I
there's
just look down and see the holes in the jacket. It's just like, oh, now you done fucked up.
now you know a mending cantrip would be enough to fix that, but I mean appearances. You have to walk home with this.
It's on principle.
Yes. But in the chaos of Evelyn healing you, the two who shot you are no longer in sight. It appears they shot you and bolted.
Would I be able to locate creature them?
Yes.
Let me see. It's would I be familiar enough with them to do that?
Well, you saw them, so yes.
Cool.
I just need to check to make sure that you can cast the spell quickly. Yeah, it's one action.
Yeah. Cool.
So, so you can see, as long as they're within 1,000 feet of you, which they would be, unless they dimension doored away or something, you can bear in on either the man or the woman, it doesn't matter. And yeah, you can tell that they are moving away from you with great haste.
Are we getting them? Are we going to go get them now? Okay. I assume the nod was a yeah.
Jarlaxle says, if you like, I can dispose of them for you.
Oh. Well, that's nice. Isn't that nice, Paulton?
Not good enough. Let's go.
Oh. Well, you can come with Jarlaxle.
All right. And he will follow you.
Evelyn takes to the air. Does the helicopter version of searching for them.
Evelyn, you can see the two Gentarim. They have converged with two others, and the four of them are moving briskly toward one of the gate exits. One while trying not to attract too much attention. They're trying to stay out of the public view, so they're moving around bushes, away from the main paths and things like that.
Evelyn just points as she flies. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo.
Fulton also just like yells like, everyone pay attention to them.
Those are bad guys.
They're
They
not
shot
nice.
my friend.
They hurt fashion.
They have no respect for designers.
Made a mockery of my
Yes.
designer coat.
But Evelyn, you can certainly catch up to them when you're flying, because they're moving around obstacles. You're not.
Yeah. So I will. What will I do to them? I want to slow them all down so that my friends can catch up. So can I attempt to like bowling ball them?
All four of them, that would be hard to do. You could knock one of them over.
I want to. Well. All right. Well, then Evelyn's like, there they are, and cast Moonbeam right on the group
Okay.
to like also serve as a flare for where they are.
Okay, now that's a damaging spell, so you can roll damage.
Yeah. How much is that damage again?
That's 2d10, unless you amp it up.
No, 2d10. I don't really want to like fry them. I just want to stop them.
Okay.
Okay. That is 17.
Okay, yeah, you badly burn them, and they stop and start screaming out in pain.
You shot my friend. That's what happens. There they are.
You also incinerated in your moonbeam a couple of their flying snake companions who were on their person.
Oops.
So these burnt snakes flutter down to the ground. And you're able to catch up to them, Paulton,
So
as they crawl out of the moonbeam.
he's like trying to say something, but like running to keep up with Even's like, dicks.
Ask them why they did that.
Yeah. Why? Oh.
They look at you and say, "We're just following orders."
Whose orders?
One of them, badly burnt, says, "Erstal Floxen."
Why does Ursula Flotsam want to hurt Paulton?
Hobson Watson.
He's trying to get the ring.
How many times do we have to go over? I don't have the ring.
He doesn't
I haven't
believe
had-
you.
Well, can I talk to him?
Well, yes.
Cool.
We'll have to ask him. We could set up a meeting.
Yeah. Is there like a secretary? Like, should I just tell you? Are you gonna come back to me? Like,
Yeah, we'll come back to you.
but like this time maybe not like guns blazing and stuff. Just like with
They-
the time and date.
They help each other to their feet, badly burned by the energy of the moonbeam, and they said, "Yeah, we'll talk to Erstal and we'll set up a meeting and come tell you when and where he wants to meet you."
All
I
right.
don't know if you're really going to do that. You just shot him.
Do I believe them or?
Make an insight check.
Okay. All right. It sounds convincing to me. Like they seem, I don't know, they seem honest. It was like a 7.
Okay.
They
I
seem like
mean-
honest, no do-batters, lying pieces of garbage, but it's fine.
Can I try the insight?
Absolutely.
Uh, 16.
Okay. You can kind of get a read on them. They're mostly just interested in survival, but in order to survive, they're willing to tell Erstal whatever they have to. And honestly, they have no personal stake in this ring thing. They're just trying to do their job. So
Okay.
they will probably do what what they say.
All right, y'all do what you said now.
Yeah, let them know.
The moonbeam
Yeah.
still
Yeah, let them know Tuesdays are best for me.
Okay, they will go limping off away from you at this point.
Bye, drive safe.
Evelyn kind of dusts herself off and like alights on the ground and turns off the moonbeam. Sorry about that, Jarlaxle. We just sometimes, really involved in the community here, and things just sometimes, there are business things we have to deal with.
Hey, didn't Diath tell you to ask him something?
Right. Yes. It seems like a very awkward time for me to do that right now, but I suppose since you brought it up, that would be fine.
I just got shot and we got 7 minutes. You should probably ask him.
Jarlaxle will just say, there will be other times. You don't worry about it. We should get back.
Okay.
God damn it.
Cool.
Yes. And who knows, if these ones came after you, there might be more of them threatening your friends.
I mean, just incidentally though, did you ever meet Andrew Morn?
Andrew Morn. That name rings a distant bell. Let me think about it.
Okay.
And he asks, he says, is any relation to Randall Morn?
Yes.
Yes, perhaps we have met. I will ruminate. Okay, Strix, you're back at the house.
Yep, here it comes.
You've got the goodies. As much of all the ingredients that you are not waiting on are ready to go, and you're laying the groundwork. You've got the crust and everything ready.
I've got Albie helping me too.
Excellent. He's a great little helper. Probably the first person to come back will be Dirna. Dirna, was there anything that you intended to do on your way back after escaping Thrakis's butcher shop?
Yeah, tell the cops that he's serving people.
There are no city watch in the field ward at all.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go back because the only cop I know is Squidly's dad.
Okay. Yes, so you make your way back, having left the pies.
No, I have the pies.
Okay, so you have the 10 pies.
When you transported, with all the pies?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I can bring stuff with me.
Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome.
So you have
It's
you have the pies, and you show up back at the Waffle House. Strix is there in the kitchen with the albino beholder, baby beholder.
I go up to Strix. I put a hand on her shoulder. I'm like, Strix.
Yes.
The guy was serving people, like human. That was the
Oh.
secret ingredient. The secret ingredient was human, so I think we can get him arrested.
Well, we can tell Diath when he comes back.
Yeah,
and
tell your boyfriend.
I don't know what that means. So I am going to say thank you that you survived. Excellent brownie points for you. Brownie points.
I'm very good at surviving. I've been doing it for thousands of years.
Really that long? I thought you were like 19.
Oh no, Shatterkai look very young when they're on the prime material plane. But if I was on the Shadowfell, I'd look like super desiccated and old.
Wow.
Diath, you return back with Critter, having retrieved the chest. You can see it's got an old barnacle-encrusted lock on it that you're looking forward to opening. It's got a couple starfish clinging to it. But you're able to return with the apparatus in working condition, and Grinda actually has a small little cart you can have. She uses it when she goes shopping, but you can put the chest on it and wheel it away.
I'll be sure to return it.
Yeah.
Does there appear to be white lichen on the outside of this chest?
There isn't, but on your return with the chest in your custody, you can scrape some lichen off of the ship that you crashed into.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
well,
for the
that's-
record, Diath definitely sent Critter out into the water to do that.
All right. Then Critter was definitely eaten by a shark.
Oops. Look at this chest
Probably
I
a
got.
large shrimp.
So Dia comes back. Strix like, "Where's Critter?"
Blub, 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 blub. No water.
He'll be back.
Yes.
Mr. Cop.
Yeah. So Dieth comes back with this chest and some lichen.
And no Critter.
Mr. Cop Dad.
Yeah, I can't tell if that was a bit or not.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, you still have Critter.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we never know.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, Critter. You get paid extra in old socks, which I think is what you like. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Diarna's immediately going to DS and just like drops the crate of
Yeah.
pies in front of him and is like, these pies have people in them. You need to go arrest someone.
Ooh,
Yes.
Can I try one?
No, Critter. No, those are
No,
off
Critter,
limits.
no.
No,
I mean, they're safe to eat, but they're evidence.
the Dragonborn is serving people apparently.
Yeah, so you need to go
Yeah,
arrest them
I
so we
tried
can
to
win that
steal it.
contest.
And I'm gonna take this lichen. Do we know if it's poison? I'm gonna test if it's poison. You don't need. I'll do that. Or
Critter said
Dearna,
he'll do
why
it.
don't you test if it's poison?
I can just cast purify food and drink and purify whatever we make, so it
There
will
you
just
go.
not be poisonous, and we'll have all
Okay,
the good lichen
great.
flavor.
All right.
Great.
Uh,
Good. This is definitely not us being wrangled into some sort of assassination attempt. Then good.
yes.
Yeah.
The next.
Also,
to,
you found a chest. Good for you.
the next to return are Perlock and Warrington. You can see they're covered with dust.
Oh.
But wait, they're not. Just before he pushes down the tower, I say, wait, I have plan A 1.5. And I cast Spiritual Weapon as a giant pair of kitchen shears 60 feet above my head. And
Oh, you're going to snip off some branches?
yes.
Okay. Okay, just make an attack roll.
It was a 19.
Great. So you snip off a branch of the tree, and Warrington successfully catches it. And so they come back with this tree branch over their shoulder with some pears hanging off it.
Yay! All right, I immediately grab the pears and the lichen, just like, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna get this done real fast. And I go back into the kitchen, and I'm like, talk amongst yourselves.
I'm gonna cast guidance on Strix.
I'm gonna eat human pie.
What is guidance? do?
You basically just get an extra D4 on a skill check.
Humans
Oh,
is so
nice.
tasty.
I don't know what buffs feel like, so I'm like, I'm itchy.
Evelyn,
People don't cast these things on me.
If
Evelyn,
the itching needs to last more than an hour, please consult a doctor.
All right.
Evelyn and Paulton, you come home to find chaos. Everybody's there. You can hear their voices in the kitchen. Just crazy.
Did Jarlaxle not come with us?
He's with you as well.
Yeah, Dearna, tell Jarlaxle about the people.
The Jarlaxle, the secret ingredient was people. So it was literally the friends you made along the way.
Oh, good. More human pie. Did they specify age of the secret ingredient?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that makes too much of a difference.
You
in
don't
the
wanna
fact
be
that he must
ageist,
be
Paulton.
stopped.
Yeah, Paulton, don't be ageist.
Dieth, have you reported this to the city watch yet?
I just found out.
Well, you're the captain of the guard.
Yeah, you better go report this.
Yeah,
This is your
idiot. What are
job.
you doing?
I hear everyone arguing, and it's gonna make the pie taste worse.
Look what I found.
That's so great. We're all happy for you. We're also all yelling at you.
It's okay. I can call Todd.
No, this is Dieth's sole responsibility.
But he's busy with that chest he
he's
found.
the chosen one. He is.
Gladly's dad.
Perhaps we should all leave Strix to her work at this point in time.
I'm leaving Strix to her work. You're doing great, Strix.
She just ignores you.
Thank you. It's all I want.
All right. Strix, make a performance check.
Oh.
Here it comes.
You get an extra
God damn
D4
it.
because
You
you
can
have
use
guidance.
you can use now performance is normally charisma based, which is kind of your strong stat,
Okay.
right?
All right, that's hold on. So I add just the basic charisma bonus.
Add your charisma and then a D4 for the guidance. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you are being
21.
and you're being assisted, so you can make another roll and see if that's higher.
It's not 21.
Okay, 21. Okay. So yes, you through the night, as Dieth is ogling over his chest, you let the pie bake. The scent of the pie wafts through the Waffle House, and it smells absolutely delightful. And when it comes out, you're very, very proud of it.
Yay! And I made it look pretty too this
Yes.
time.
And Jarlaxle says he has some things to deal with when night falls. He is a night creature, as he says, and goes out to amuse himself, leaving you alone.
Wait, you said you'd pay us extra.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, for finding out it was people.
Absolutely, he will, and he's very grateful. He would not have thought of people. So yes, he will give you a beautiful purple velvet pouch in which is contained 30 platinum pieces.
What?
I will give everyone else 5
But
total.
isn't that for the company? You
It
know,
is for the company. This
I did all the work. I almost don't.
Oh, Dearna almost died. It's fine.
We've all almost and also repeatedly died.
Yes.
I will give Paulton 1 platinum piece and another glass of wine.
And Jarlaxle will lean into Strix and says, "And if you ever want a secret partner in this endeavor, I'd be happy to help fund this operation that you have going."
That would be great. I don't know what money is. Can you talk to Dieth?
I will go talk to Dieth. All right. The next day, Jarlaxle will return with Ranzin Shobal, a half-elf, sort of heavy-set half-elf, pie critic. And have you done anything to dress up the Waffle House?
I've probably asked Evelyn to make it look nice.
Oh, Evelyn made it insta perfect.
Yeah.
And
All right.
she has like a welcome packet for him when he comes in the house, talking about the historical significance of the Waffle House and how it inspires the food, and lists all of the hashtags that are frequently used to describe the shop.
We can put some tablecloths down and stuff.
Yep, some flowers.
And there's candles, but like the candles are only the candles like Strix uses for spells, so they're all just like black and kind of drippy.
He took his chest up into his room, but hasn't opened it yet.
Okay.
He's just doing that.
Savoring
He's
it.
just so excited. It's like he can't open the present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is exactly sort of the picture perfect sea chest that Dieth always imagined finding as a kid. And
it's full of spiders.
yes, so Ranzin will have a seat and he'll tuck in his bib and draw his own utensils
Of course.
and wait for the pie to be presented before him. And you can see there are a couple sycophants who are kind of with him. They just sort of hover off in the distance. One of them's got a little notepad to take down every word that he says.
All right. Yeah, Strix. I guess she'll deliver. Strix will deliver the pie, but before she does, she'll actually use prestidigitation on herself to clean herself up.
Okay,
Like she will actually be clean
very good.
and like kind of pull her hair back, like when it was in the fancy, like the fancy ball kind of episode. And so she'll actually be clean, and her clothes will still be kind of messed up, but she doesn't smell bad right now. So she'll deliver the pie.
All right. And he will begin to eat it. And as he does, he closes his eyes. And then after taking a couple bites, he takes his handkerchief off and sets it down beside him. And he stands up and he looks at you. And then Strix, he grabs you and kisses you on the cheeks. Mwah! Mwah!
Oh, can't do that.
And she's like, what was that for?
That was for giving me the perfect pie.
Yay, we did it! Did you hear that? Everyone,
Oh my gosh!
we can stop pretending to be put together.
And then
Dana
he
just, like, climbs
bursts.
out from
Then he
beneath the table.
bursts into flames
Wow, it was really good.
and becomes and cringes, falls back into his chair as a charred corpse.
Could I have a human pie?
What? Was that supposed to happen?
And his assistants drop everything that they're holding and run screaming out the door.
I
I
take
don't
one
think
of
that
his
was
fingers.
supposed to happen.
There was nothing in it. There was nothing bad in it. I made it.
Strix. Your pie was fucking lit, bro.
And that's where we'll stop. He appears to have died the same way as Father Luke Sunbright.
Great.
Oh no!
Uh-huh.
That's great.
Oh well, it couldn't just be a perfect pie.
No, it was. a
It was
perfect
really
pie.
wholesome until that moment.
I thought that maybe he just burst into flames because his life was complete and that's how he wanted to die.
Yeah, I thought I have no other reason to live. I'm out.
Yeah.
That's what I
His
thought.
soul
No, you're
just
getting
descended.
framed for murder
Ugh.
again.
But Jarlaxle tells you that he'll clean up the mess.
Great. Thanks.
Delightful. Oh, what? Oh, no.
Oh
Oh no!
man.
Oh dear.
Sounds like-
Friends, I would clean this.
happened?
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Can I tell Jarlaxle, can you get his assistant so they know that, I didn't kill him?
Oh, they're already dead.
What?
You know what? At this point,
I like this guy.
sure. Critter, be quiet!
And he says, as I said, the only thing you need to know about me is I don't like to lose.
Oh no. Guess we'll deal with that next Tuesday.
Yeah,
Uh,
but before then, what's happening? Oh wait, PAX South.
Yay.
The Waffle crew is convening for a very special live episode. Holly, Anna, Jared, and Nathan are going to be DMing each other through scenarios that I have prepared for them and sealed in envelopes. So that
I got a FedEx envelope yesterday with multicolored, beautiful envelopes inside that each had our names and then a post-it note that said, "With love from Chris." It was great.
I'm
And
very
was
excited.
terrified.
I'm
But
very
yeah,
excited.
we will be at PAX South. We will be doing lots of things. Really quickly, here's our schedule. That live game that Chris just mentioned where he is DMing by proxy with these envelopes in something that we will be just as surprised as you are because we are not opening them until we get there. That's at 2 p.m. in the main theater on Friday. We also have our Ask the Waffle Crew Anything panel that will be live and streamed, and that's going to be at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday. And these are all
local times.
San Antonio times. So be sure to look up what time it is in Texas if you don't know. And then on Sunday at 2 p.m., we have an official PAX signing. So you can find us in the signing area for a couple of hours where we will be happy to put our name on anything that you throw in our face. Most anything, I would say. And then
No poisonous pies, please.
no. And we will also be appearing at the Idle Champions booth to say hi to you at 4:30 on Friday and 2:30 on Saturday. If you want to come by there and probably pick up some codes and also say hi to us. Also, wow, look at that fly shirt that Nate's wearing. It says crying is a free action. Guess what? It's official Waffle Crew merch, and it's going to be available at PAX South. Oh my gosh. It's going to be in Brandland, along with our icon pullover, the sweatshirt with all the character icons on it, and our suboptimal shirt, as well as a very limited number of pop sockets and pins with the Everything is Fine waffle. So you can find our booth in Brandland if you want to pick some of those up. And every time we talk about this, I get a deluge of tweets saying, are they going to be available online? The answer is we are working on it, but not right now. Sorry. That's all.
That's all.
Yay.
South.
And thank you to the Chickenfoot Coven for coming back
Yes.
and not dying.
Yes.
Yay!
I think
Yay.
things were pretty sketchy when the Shadowkai was sent off all by her lonesome, but she acquitted
Yes.
she acquitted herself beautifully. So they are going to. So we'll probably see Deerna and Perlock and Critter around again. Who knows? But thank you guys. It's been a great pleasure having you. And
Thank you.
as always, thanks for bringing the adventure and the fun.
Yay.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, there's.
Well, it was fantastic.
We made the perfect pie before it was murder, so you should be proud of yourselves.
And we had underwater treasure hunting adventure.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Crab.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
We also have a subreddit that you can go to. I'm spamming that link.
All right. Any other business? No. Okay. Have a safe travels, everybody, to PAX South.
Thank you.
We'll miss you, Chris.
All right.
Yeah, we will.
It'll be fine. All right. And hope everybody can tune in Friday for episode 125. All right. Now we're out.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Goodbye.